name is Melissa Murray, and I am a teacher at Heritage Peak Charter School, and we are a part of Pacific Charter Institute. I'm proud to be a teacher at Heritage Peak at our Broadway location in Oak Park, Sacramento. And I've been a teacher here in Sacramento for almost 10 years now, and a teacher with Heritage Peak for 5 years coming this fall. At PCI, I feel that our capacity to reach the individual is really enhanced. And what I mean by this is that instead of having large classrooms of 35 to 40 students, I rarely have a classroom that's larger than 10, 15 students. And that intimacy really allows us the capacity to know our students genuinely and understand their lives and all of the circumstances that make them who they are. And that really allows us as teachers to identify what are their strengths, what are the skills that they need some more support in, and help them get ahead as an individual and not just as a member of a super large classroom. The benefits to teaching at PCI are that I really form strong relationships with my students, and that's one of the things that I'm so proud of and that I will remember the most about PCI, is that I get to know my students on such a personal level and their histories and their families, and we become a family in that process. And it helps me to motivate them, and it helps them to buy into what we do here at school, and it helps them to feel successful. And I maintain super long relationships with my students, and I get phone calls sometimes 5 years, 6 years, 7 years after graduation as my students are successful in other realms of life, in family and careers and college, and I love that about being a teacher. When a student comes to us here at PCI who may have credit deficiencies in one form or another, we have a very intricate capacity to be able to identify what skills are they lacking. It's very important upon their entering Heritage Peak that they're assessed, especially in math and English. And we administer these assessments to help us understand exactly what aspects of their academics do they need more support in and what aspects are they excelling in. This also enables us through a very intense process of investigating past transcripts, which classes they need to repeat, which classes they're already passed and they already have their credits for. After we assess the transcripts, we're enabled to figure out which classes they need to take in order to get back on track towards that 220 credit requirement towards graduation. We have a super strong team of counselors here that make sure that no students have any holes in their transcripts, to make sure that every student has every opportunity to regain whatever credit that they need to get them towards that diploma. I've never yet come across a student that is unable to learn or that I am unable to work with. I see every student as having a wealth of information and prior knowledge, which means that they don't come to us simply as empty vessels for us to fill. Every student comes with their own life experiences, their own background, their own strengths. And what I intend to do as a teacher is find out those strengths and build from them. What's special about PCI is that every student has the capacity to learn at his or her individual pace, and that they do not have to feel pressured by a tremendous classroom with a regiment that may be too fast for them. Being able to work one-on-one with students helps us identify what is the right pacing for each individual student to learn, and then adjust their learnings and their curriculum so that they can be successful. My philosophy to teaching is that it is a reciprocal process. I don't only see myself as a teacher, I see myself as a teacher/student. And I see my students as students/teachers, which means that learning is a reciprocal process, and that as much as they're learning from me, I'm learning from them as well. I don't see myself as an authoritative figure in front of the classroom. I see myself as an individual who is here to inspire others to learn. And on a human level, that we're all equal, and that we all have goals and we all have dreams. And in life, really, we're a lot more similar than we are different. And I love to build from every student's strength and help them realize their fullest potential. One of my fondest memories of being a teacher here at PCI was at a graduation ceremony that took place a few years back. I had a female student who started off high school very rocky and was unsure that she would ever get a chance to walk the stage and graduate. She had issues with family, gangs, environmental situations, and she was able to completely turn her life around and was actually chosen to be one of the presenters and speakers at our graduation ceremony. In the middle of the ceremony, she became so overwhelmed with emotion that she started crying hysterically, and I'm crying hysterically, and I think the whole crowd was crying hysterically. It was just such an emotional moment. But by the time she got through that speech, we realized that this was a student who had been completely impacted and changed by the process of education, and PCI enabled her the chance to do that. And she is now a very successful college student who is working towards a career in Homeland Security. And she's one of my best success stories, and we keep in touch to this day, and I couldn't be prouder. The greatest satisfaction that I get from being a teacher is seeing my students be able to feel successful. As a young person myself, I had ups and downs as a teenager, and I needed understanding, caring, patient, and compassionate teachers to help me realize my fullest potential. In turn, that's what I feel I have a responsibility towards my students, which is helping them become successful individuals as well. I know that if it wouldn't have been for really special teachers along my life path, I would not have reached the success that I have as a professional today. And I want nothing more for my students than for them to be able to create lives for themselves and for their families where they can take care of themselves financially, where they can realize their goals and their dreams in life and become successful at them and become well-rounded individuals who are successful in society and the world as a whole. I had the honor this year of being presented with the Barbara Schmidt Lighthouse for Literacy Award, which was a complete surprise and a very, very proud moment in my life. It was a reward that was given to a few teachers in the Sacramento area annually who have managed to excel in teaching literacy and instilling a love of reading in their students. I was nominated for this prestigious award by Mike Reed, who is our learning analyst here at PCI, and completely unexpectedly was told that I would be receiving a wonderful literacy award. It was a very special evening. My mother was there to watch the event, and I got to take a part of a group of teachers who are also committed to literacy. And what it really did was actually put PCI on the map and let the community know that we are a school that is promoting high levels of academics, high levels of literacy, and also high levels of success for our students. So I was very honored to be chosen for that award and to participate and to represent PCI as a winner as well. My background is in ethnic studies, and I love cultural studies and multicultural studies. I chose to go into teaching because I realized that I need to be a role model and a representative for students who look like me and who have grown up like me. And I chose to go into teaching because, as I had mentioned before, I was very influenced by positive teachers in my life. And as a matter of fact, I would even go so far as to say that there are certain teachers who changed my life by believing in me and by helping me believe in myself. So I knew that it was going to have to be a life path of mine to help other students realize that they could be successful the same way that other people believed in me. My favorite part of the school year is when we get back the results from our Casey tests. All year long, the 10th graders work very hard to prepare to pass this very important test. And when we get those results back, and when I'm able to make those phone calls or look students in the face and tell them that they have passed their required test in order to graduate high school, The results are just amazing, and I couldn't feel any better than when I see other students feeling good about passing the KC and about the success. That's what really makes me feel the happiest during the year, is being able to tell students that they did it and let them know that they're on their path towards graduation and on their path towards a diploma and college after that, or a career after that, but on a path to a better life. Over the past 5 years, I've accumulated a number of stories of success from my students, and it's really hard to pinpoint just one. But I can say in general, the success that stands out in my mind are my students who, for whatever reason, may not have started off high school on the best foot, and who by the time they get to 11th or 12th grade realize that school and academics is an important component of success if they want to have a better life. So I truly admire every single one of my students who has turned their academic career around from the time that they were a freshman to the time that they are senior, and not only graduate, but graduate and become successful in college and careers afterwards. It's an incredibly exciting time to be a teacher in 2014, and it's a critical time as well. As we all know, it seems that there are many doors that are closing for opportunities for young people, and some of them have nowhere to go. PCI is an open door for students and a possibility when there may be very few choices otherwise. Every student is an individual, and every student learns individually. At Heritage Peak in PCI, we're able to address those individual learning styles so that we can make the process applicable to every single student. I believe in what we do here at PCI so much that I'm not only a teacher, but I'm also a parent. And as a parent of a high school student who was not doing so well in the earlier years, I found myself frustrated and really needing an environment for my daughter that was going to support her individual learning styles and that was going to help her regain her confidence as a student. PCI enabled my child to regain confidence and not only improve her academics, but also pass both of her KCs, and this girl is now on her way to college and a wonderful career after high school. I can't be more proud as a parent of PCI instead of just a teacher. The importance of a quality education cannot be understated in 2014. Here at PCI, we're creating individuals who will be able to participate in the world as critical thinkers, as conscientious and responsible young individuals who can make a difference in this world and also make a difference in their individual lives. I believe that the meaning of life is to learn how to grow to be the best person that you can be. And in doing so, loving your family and loving your friends and helping others and contributing to making this world a better place for everybody that lives here. I'm Melissa Murray with Pacific Charter Institute. Thank you very much.